you guys are trying to stay lean, you're trying to get into shape, or you're just trying to lose weight for aesthetics, let's talk about how that happens. Now, I made a video a while back about getting lean and staying lean. And in it, I talked about a calorie deficit. And I didn't go too much into deep detail because, let's face it, it's self-explanatory. But I had a few people say, well, what you're saying doesn't add up. This, that, and third. Calories negate calories, blah, blah, blah. So I'm going to take about 5 minutes out to explain how a calorie deficit works. You make a deficit in 2 ways, okay? And it's simple. But before all that, let's set the foundation. Everybody, based on your height, right? On your height, has a genetic set fat point and a genetic set weight where they could be at comfortably to maintain a healthy lifestyle. So I'm gonna give you an example. I'm gonna shoot straight down the middle. Let's take average man, average women height. Average man's about 5'10". Average woman's about 5'3". The average male, 5'10", based on height, should not weigh, and I'm talking about lean mass, just an in-shape person, shouldn't weigh no more than 165 to 170 pounds of lean tissue at a 5'10" male. Okay? That is at about 14, maybe 15% body fat. He's at a healthy weight. He's not having no issues. He is good to go. For a woman that's 5'3", for height, she shouldn't weigh no more than 140 pounds of lean tissue in shape. Body fat percentage, I say about 16 because of period and stuff like that. 16% body fat. I say she can get a little about 14. She will be in good, great, phenomenal shape, lifelong longevity, right? Now, let's say, however, you are at the same height, but for a male, you weigh about 220 pounds. At that point, you are about 50 pounds overweight. You'll be considered to be obese. Not fat, you are obese because based on your weight circumference, your weight to height ratio, right? That's how you kind of get the BMI. You take your waist and your height, because your height dictates how much fat you'll hold around your waist. Subcutaneous and visceral fat, mainly visceral fat. Subcutaneous fat is under the muscle, while visceral fat is in the stomach lining to support your organs and stuff, okay? Those are the difference between the two, but fat is fat, all right? But the average male should have a waist circumference of between 28 and 32. That means they're healthy. The taller you are, the more weight you put in your frame, the wider your waist can get. The smaller you are, the less size, the less weight you need to have on your frame, the smaller your waist should get. That is the same principle for women. But now, if you get obese and you're 50 pounds overweight, what we say 220 for 170, you need to create a deficit, right? So how do you do that? To maintain the weight, you have a maintenance calorie. So if I'm 170 pounds, right, I can eat between 1,800 to about 1,900 calories to maintain maintenance. You're not going to eat the same. Even as low as 1,700. You can take your weight times it by 10, up to 12, that's about maintenance, down to about 8, that still keep you around maintenance. 200 calories on either side of your target weight will keep you around maintenance. You can slowly gain or slowly lose, but you're not going to eat those same calories every day. Some days you might eat 1,600, while some days you might eat 1,800 to 1,900. But normally, you take it times it by 10. Okay, so if I gain all that weight and I'm now 220 pounds, that means I'm eating somewhere between 2,000 to about 2,400 in calories to maintain that weight, depending on my activity and what I do. So the first thing we tell people to do is to look at what you're eating. You can create a big deficit in the foods you eat. You need to eat foods that are full in volume, low in calories. They will fill you up, but it is low in calories, So that way you can start to cut weight. That's why we tell you to cook your own foods and don't eat a lot of fast foods. That's the first way to create a deficit. So let's say you eat the same shit. You're eating around 2,200 calories a day. You want to look at different food items. You pick healthy food groups. You're cutting the calories down. You're not drinking a lot of soda. You're drinking 0-calorie drinks. All that shit. Mainly water and 0-sugar drinks. Right? You are doing that by itself. Now the same foods you eat based on those changes, now you're eating, say, 1,800 calories. You done freed up 400 calories just in food. 500 calories as a deficit is a starting point, really, for some decent weight loss if you maintain that 500 calorie deficit, right, for days. Not just one day. It needs to be a prolonged set of time. The body's not going to drop weight unless it's water weight very fast in 1 or 2 days. Fat takes time. You have to stay there. It's 3,500 calories for 1 pound of fucking fat. So just burning 500 calories in a deficit a day isn't going to equate to fat loss. Water loss, yes, you'll lose water quickly. So, freeing up food, that's step one. So now let's say you just did that. You eating 1,700 calories. Well, in that 1,700 calories that you are eating, you're working out. So that goes towards the 1,700 calories. Calories, you eat 400 calories, you exercise and burn 400 calories. They just cancel each other's out. That's what they did. They just boom, boom, boom. You ate 400 calories, you burned them off. Okay? But you still got to give that 400 calories towards something. Right? So that's 400 calories. You burnt that off, but it's still 400 calories, right? Then let's say you work. So you still got roughly 1,300 calories. You burn, let's say, 1,200 at your job. Still got 100 calories floating around somewhere, but you're nowhere near your maintenance calories than what you need to maintain your weight. You'll burn that up and just need non-exercise activity thermogenesis, right? Neat or just living. You have a BMR, a basic metabolic rate, that burn calories just from living. So you'll probably burn that up and just sitting around for 3 or 4 hours. But you created a deficit that way based on food. Now, here's where exercise come into play. Let's say you cleaned up your diet, right? You already freed up 500, 600 calories in a diet. You freed that up. Now, you go to work, you do the same thing, you burnt all those calories off, you will still short your deficit by 400 calories. But you want to work out. So now you go and work out, right? And let's say you do some cardio with a little bit of leg work that day, or however you work out. But let's say your average workout routine, you burn an additional 500 calories. Now, most likely what's going to happen, if you don't eat anything else that day, you take that 500 extra calories that you burnt training, right, and put it towards your deficit that you created with food. That's a 1,100 calorie to 1,200 calorie deficit. Now, a lot of times you're not going to stay in a deficit that great. You're going to eat something. So let's say you have your post-workout meal about 300 calories. Well, you still had 200 extra calories that you burnt off. So that would go towards your total amount of calories burnt in the deficit. So let's say that 6 now turns 8. If you would do that same process every day, we ain't gonna say every day, about 4 or 5 days a week of training, and then the normal routine stuff, or just doing extra activity, in a week's time, you'll burn about 1 pound or 2 pounds of weight. But what happens is after you lose weight, your maintenance calories is going to come down with your weight loss. So if you go from 220 pounds down to 200, and you still ain't caught the deficit amount, right? What you'll start to notice is, since the deficit difference in the weight done got smaller, the fast amount of weight loss that you are doing will slow down, because you're getting closer to your set body weight where you need to be at. So what happens is, a lot of people don't catch it. They'll start to lose weight, then the weight loss slow down. They ain't caught this of it. They'll be eating the same thing over and over and over and over and over. Then they'll slowly start to put the weight back on. So that's why the mirror is your best friend. But as you lose weight, your maintenance calories will change. So about every 3 months or so, you need to see how fast you're losing weight. If it's slowing down, okay, do I do more activity or do I free up more food in my diet? I would say just do more activity. You don't want to restrict yourself to eating 1,200 calories a day. That's asinine unless you're just real obese and you're trying to drop a lot of weight fast. But if someone that's slowly trying to lose weight, okay, my weight loss has slowed down substantially. I still need to lose about 20 more pounds. I'm going to do more activity. Keep my food here at 1,700. Just do more activity, maybe a little bit more cardio, or find something to do on the weekends, a little extra than just sitting around the fucking house. Just do more activity till you get to your set weight. That applies to men and women. That's how you create a deficit. Food, activity. Food, activity. Remember, everybody has a set maintenance level to keep weight and a set fat point to regulate hormones. Period. For males, your healthy fat range should be at the leanest. I say anything south of 12 for a man. You can get down to 10%, but anything south of 10% for a man, unless your bodybuilding, is not recommended. I say 12 to no more than 16 to 17, as high as 18%. 12 to 18 for men. For women, 14 because of periods and ovulation and shit. 14% on up to no more than about 20%. 20 might be high. I'd bring it back down to 18 for women. So 14 to about 18, maybe 19%. You can get away with that because of hormones. You have cycles, women, so you can kind of get away with having a little bit more body fat on your frame. I think 20 will be okay. 14, 20%. If you are healthy, I think anything up to 20 for men and women is too much. But for women, because of cycle and periods and stuff like that, 14 to about 20%. For women, if you start getting south of 12%, in my opinion, especially 10%, you're not going to have a good time. And anything in single digit body fat, unless you're just bodybuilding, is not recommended because of the way it does hormones. And anything north of 20% for men and women is not recommended because of what it does to hormones. So understand that, realize that you need body fat on your body to survive. That is something that is called fucking visceral fat, not visceral shit, what's the term I'm looking for? It'll come to me. It's a term we use for fat. Hold on. I gotta do it in real time, guys. In real time. Give me a second. I cannot think of the name that is needed. It'll come to me. But 5% body fat and up, you need that body fat. It is crucial for life. There's a name we use for that particular percentage of fat. I would put it down in writing. So, like, even with me, because you rarely hear people say about 5%, but you need body fat. You need it. Do not at no point in time think that you don't need body fat. You need it. Having some body fat on your ass is good. It's recommended. You just have recommended levels. So with that being said, guys, I hope you understand. Now, even me, sometimes I have brain force, and you guys don't think. Let me tell you something. Even with these big books here that I'm restudying for certification, you see all this shit here? My personal training guide, all this shit here? This book tells me everything. Everything that I need, right? I'm going to go through and find the fat in there. You got subcutaneous fat, visceral fat, essential fat. It is essential fat. See? It real, boom, grabbed the book, it came back. Essential fat. You need that. At 5% body fat, guys, you need that fat. It's essential. If you do not think, I'm going to type it in right now. It's called essential body fat. I'm going to type it in right now. Essential body fat. If you think I'm lying, you guys go type this in. Essential body fat is approximately 3% body mass for men and 12% body mass for women. So it's essential. If you get too low, essential fat men 2 to 5%, women 10 to 13%. That's what I'm getting at, guys. It's essential body fat. Getting too lean in body fat or too fat in body fat can kill you. So, even me, I have brain farts. Thank God I touched this book. And guess what? I got to get another one because I have to recertify. If I want to keep my certifications, I got to stay on top of my game too. I'm going to be studying sometime today. It's always good to study, guys. But anyway, that's all I have. I'm not editing shit. I want you guys to see it in real time. Essential body fat. Recommended body fat maintenance levels, guys, and creating a deficit. Create a deficit by food, what you eat, and a deficit by activity. Let's say, one more thing before I forget. Let's say your maintenance level is 2,000. And you eat 2,000 calories, right? You ate 2,000 calories, and then all the stuff you did that day got you right back at 2,000 calories. That is known as eating at maintenance, okay? Like I say, anything 100 to 200 calories south or north, that's pretty much eating at maintenance because you're going to fluctuate like that on a day-to-day basis, right? The only way you're going to lose weight at that point, here's another way you have to do this, right? This is activity. You have to burn north of 2,000 calories. So you ate 2,000, you burned off 2,000. You would need to burn that day about 2,600 to 2,700 calories. Just keep that in mind. So if you're eating that maintenance, it's because you're not doing enough exercising or you're not doing enough activity to surpass the maintenance. So if you didn't create a food deficit with the food choices to stay at a deficit and then also exercise to increase that deficit that way, and you are eating that maintenance, you need to succeed the maintenance with exercise or other activities. So keep that in mind. A lot of people don't understand. You think you're eating clean, but you're eating at maintenance. And even though you're exercising, depending on what you eat, it's going to negate that. You have to create a deficit. Those are the only ways you create the deficit. Take my advice on that. Don't make all the mistakes. I made them. I can testify. I thought I was losing weight. Nope, I was eating that maintenance. Eating that maintenance. I don't care how much exercising I was doing. I would exercise my ass off, then go eat a cheeseburger from Mickey D's. I just erase those calories. So now I need to go back out there and do something else to free up some more calories. Activity, guys. Food and activity. Hope you guys enjoyed. I got 2 more videos to make. I'm done for the day. Have a good one. Peace.